Welcome back. Right now we're going to be talking to Kiko Duan from PolkaWorld, head of content there, talking about how to build a Chinese blockchain community from scratch. So thank you very much for joining us here. We're excited, looking forward to your talk. The stage is yours now. You can begin.
Thank you, Phil. Hi, everyone. I'm Kiko Duan from PolkaWorld, and today I'm going to talk about how to build a Chinese blockchain community from scratch. So first, I will introduce about PolkaWorld, and then I will share with you how did we build up the PolkaWorld community from scratch, and hopefully that can give you some inspiration about building your own Chinese community. And then I will give you some tips for entering China, and if we have time, we can do a Q&A. So about PolkaWorld, who is PolkaWorld? We're the first and the largest Polkadot Chinese community. Now we have over 40,000 followers. We're founded in 2019, and we have been running as an independent Polkadot Chinese community for 2 years. We're founded by the Web3 Foundation Community Grant and also the Polkadot Treasury. So in the past 2 years, we have published over 600 articles and videos, which has over 1.5 million views. And we have also interviewed over 50 interviewees, including Dr. Gavin Wood and some teams building on Polkadot. Here are some events that we held. We have held 3 rounds of Polkadot China tours, including 11 meetups in total. 2,900 participants went to our meetups. And it was also on our Shanghai meetup where Gavin first put up with the idea of Parathread and announced it to the whole world. We have held 16 substrate workshops. Over 200 developers went to our workshops and coded with us. In 2019, we held the PolkaWorld Hackathon, which we believe is was the first substrate hackathon in the world. 22 teams from 4 different countries went to that hackathon, and you may have heard some of them, such as Akala and Bifrost. As a Kusama Council member, we have published 2 Kusama Treasury reports, and we've interviewed 8 different council members. And we did that in order to help more people to know about the council. So next, I'll talk about how did we build up the PolkaWorld community from scratch. And here, I won't go into detail about some general stuff that you need to concern when you build a community. Instead, I will focus on something different here in China, such as the platforms we're using, some tools we're using, because I think that's maybe more helpful for you. So how do we reach our community? Here we can see a chart. It shows the monthly view of PolkaWorld, and we can tell that about 38% of our views comes from the Wechat official account. About 33% comes from the Wechat groups, and about 13% comes from the moments. So those 3 parts are the biggest parts of how we reach our community, and I will talk about them one by one. So here, the Wechat official account is what we use to create our content and to post our content. The Wechat official account is kind of like Medium. It's a platform where you can post your articles and your videos on that. And it's kind of like a social media because your followers, every time you post something new, your followers will know, and if they like your content, they can share your content to their friends, and maybe their friends like it, they can also share it out. So that will bring you back more new followers. For example, last week we published an article. It's about the Kusama Parachain referendum voting, and this article has over 8,000 views. Over 800 people have shared this article, and this one specific article has brought us over 100 new followers. And we use the WeChat groups to connect with our community. So the WeChat groups works a little bit like the Telegram or Element groups, where you can gather your community members here and they can communicate with each other. And if people have any question, they can ask you and you can answer them in those groups. So in PolkaWorld, we also have some volunteers to help us with maintain the groups and also to answer some questions from the community. And the picture on the right shows our PolkaWorld WeChat groups. Now we have 20 WeChat groups. Each of them have about 500 people in there. And we also have created some groups, especially for such as Substrate developers and our translator volunteers. So I think it's a really good tool to you can use it to communicate with your community. And we post some timely news on the WeChat moments. The WeChat moment works just like Twitter or Facebook, where you can post anything as long as you have a WeChat ID, and your friends will know when you post something. They will see it in their feeds, and they can just interact with you directly. And we also use the WeChat channel to post some videos and to host some live stream webinars. So the WeChat channel is kind of like TikTok. It's a platform where you can post some short videos and you can use it to host some live streaming events. So we've made some very interesting short videos around Polkadot. Like we have this Polkadot knowledge episodes where we introduce some ideas around Polkadot, such as Parachains, crowd loans, and nominating, things like that. And we do it in a fun way so that people can better understand those ideas and they can share it out. And we also have these episodes called Talk with Gavin. We cut those highlights from Gavin's talk, and we make it shorter so that it can be more spreadable. And also we have a weekly live stream webinar. For example, we have the Parachain series where we invite one Parachain team founder to our to join us and to interact with the community. And we also have AMA where people just can ask us anything about around Polkadot and we can answer them. And we use this 活动型.com to post our offline events. It works like the meetup.com where you can just post your events out and people can register for the events and it's free. And also we have visited some cities that I want to recommend to you if you want to organize your own events in China. Especially the three cities in the first line, that is Beijing, Shanghai, and Shenzhen. they are all big cities in China and have a lot of Polkadot enthusiasts. Oh. So you may have noticed that I mentioned a lot about the WeChat ecosystem. And it's true that we put about 80% of our efforts to the WeChat ecosystem. Why do we do that? Why did we choose the WeChat ecosystem as our main position? Because WeChat is the #1 social media platform in China. Every day there are 1.09 billion users using WeChat. That takes like the majority of the Chinese population. And people use it to post moments, to read moments, and also to read articles on the WeChat official account. And also because it's kind of like a social media, it has this network effect. So if you want to start a new account from zero, I think you can. I think it's a good chance to start it with the WeChat, because you can just if you create something that people like, they will spread those contents out, and it's an easy way to bootstrap. So now I have some tips if you want to enter China. You may wonder that is it worth it to put that effort to build a Chinese community? I think the answer is yes. I think China will be your next growth engine, because you know that there is a huge population in China and most of them have access to the internet. There are potential to switch to the Web3 world. So the Chinese market is huge, and also the Chinese people are very open to the blockchain technology. They're willing to try out new things, new projects, new blockchain projects. And there are also a lot of developers in China. In fact, in 2020, China is the top 1 region among all the Web3 Foundation grant receivers. A lot of famous Polkadot ecosystem projects are born in China, like Parachains and Chainx. And also, it's a good time to enter China now, because the Polkadot ecosystem is very eye-catching in the Chinese blockchain industry. So the Polkadot ecosystem projects are getting a lot of attention and supports, either from the community side and also the developers, the investment institutions, exchanges, and medias. They're all putting their eye on the Polkadot ecosystem. And that's why I think the best time to enter China is now. So here are my tips for you if you want to enter China. The first one is to create your content in Chinese and to start with the WeChat ecosystem. So Chinese is the only official language in China. So if you make your content in Chinese, people can just understand your content better, and they can just know your project better. And the second thing is to hire a Chinese community manager to represent your team. So there are a lot of online and offline events around the Polkadot ecosystem now in China, and you can just speak on those events and to promote your project. And I think it's maybe the fastest way to get exposure in China now. But the premise is that you need to hire someone to represent your team, and also he or she can establish some new relationship with some potential partners. And the last tip I want to offer is to get in touch with PolkaWorld as soon as possible. We're very happy to offer any help. And now we have this Polkadot Ecosystem interview program where we introduce Polkadot Ecosystem projects to the Chinese community. And if you want to get interviewed by us, you can get in touch with me. And we also have monthly meetups and workshops, and we need guest speakers in those events. So we're very glad to have you there. And also, if you want to hire someone, we can help you to post your jobs out in our channels. Yeah, and in this page, I want to mention some limitations about the Wechat ecosystem. Even though we recommend you to start with the Wechat ecosystem, there are some limitations about it. So I will summarize it very quickly here. Such as if you are an overseas user, you will have some restriction on creating a new WeChat official account or a WeChat channel. So that's why I think it's important to find some local person in China. And also you can only post once a time on your WeChat official account, but you can post up to 8 articles at once. And I will skip it here, but you can always come back and read about those contents here. And if you have any question, feel free to ask me. Yeah, that's it for my talk. If you want to enter the China market and you want any advice on how to build a Chinese community, or you just want some supports or resources, you can contact us through our email or the element. You can message us on the element, and also you're welcome to follow us on the WeChat official account and our Twitter, and to visit our websites. That is for my talk. If you have
Thank
any
you so much for your talk,
question,
Kiko.
Yeah.
We do have quite a few questions, but we only have time for one, so I'm just going to go to the highest voted question here, which is what kinds of content has drawn the most engagement from your users?
I think the okay, if I have to pick one, I think it's articles, because we have some like timely news about Polkadot and about Polkadot ecosystem, and those news are very important for those who care about Polkadot. For example, Kusama is having is about to launch the Parachain, and everyone is concerning about this topic. So I think article and especially some timely news is very important. And also also the videos are very eye-catching, because the videos are getting I think it's the era for videos. So if you have the time and energy, I will advise you to create some good video contents. And there are a lot of platforms in China that you can post your videos out, other than the WeChat channel that I mentioned. You can also post your videos on the Bilibili or TikTok and Kuaishou. Yeah, that's my answer.
Thank you so much. That's really, we've all learned a lot here. I thank you so much for getting up so early where you are as well. And I really appreciate the talk. Hope you have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.